go. I think we got everything. All right. This is RPG and her RPG. Here with JESHURUN1, the upright one. We the Shine Doctors. Shine Doctor Miss Kanisha. Zion Life. Shine Doctor Damon. Dr. J Damon. Dr. Life. And Shine Doctor J Damon. Dr. Life Jr. So I'm gonna document this, son, so you can refer to it. We are preparing to go into high school. You are preparing to go into high school. And so you have to get on the schedule for it to be easy. I want it to be effortless with you, with your classes, I just want you to enjoy your experience there. You know what I'm saying? And so if you get behind in your grades and all that, you're not gonna be able to enjoy your experience. You're always gonna be chasing. You know what I'm saying? So, several things that are gonna put you ahead of the game, and that's time management and organization. All right. So you will be given probably, I don't know, 6, 7 classes. Probably about 6 classes, right? And so what we try to do is we try and get you, well, this is called a trapper keeper, right? So you have a trapper keeper that has folders and stuff. So the whole semester, when they giving you stuff to study, assignments or whatever, but the most important thing you're gonna get on day 1 is called the syllabus. Okay? The syllabus tells you exactly what the teacher requires from you as far as assignments, homework, tests, everything, projects, written papers, it lays out the whole semester, gives you the dates and everything, right? So you know ahead of time on day 1, we're gonna have 8 quizzes. We're gonna have to do 2 written papers that are 10 pages long. You know what I mean? The syllabus tells you everything, okay? And so, you see, this is the calendar, right here, right? This is the calendar. And each one of these trapper keepers, it should be a calendar, right? And then, so when you get your syllabus, what you're supposed to do is take the dates in each class. In each teacher's gonna give you their syllabus, and then you go into the trapper keeper for the binder for that class, and you put the stuff on the calendar. So every night when you come to study, you're looking at, okay, in 2 weeks we're gonna have a quiz or a test, and everything is there. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing that'll put you ahead. Especially when you had the long-term papers that you had to do, you need to break it up like, okay, if I gotta write 10 pages, by next week, whatever, I wanna have half of it done. You know what I'm saying? At least 5 pages done. So that when it's due, I'm already finished. And I'm going over it. I'm going meeting with the teacher, trying to make sure everything. Then when I turn it in, boom. You don't want to get down to the date and have to do a 10-page paper, and you're staying up all night that night, starting it and trying to finish it all in one. You know what I mean? So that's what the syllabus allows you to do. It allows you to map out the whole semester. Okay. But the challenge now when you're in high school is you have this going on in 6 different classes. And when you're away at boarding academy, Pine Forge, which we're preparing you for, I'm not getting on you every day. Mom's not getting on you. You're up there. You know what I'm saying? So you have to manage this to not get behind. All right? So, and then so you'll have the binder for each class, and then inside each binder you have a notebook, right? So we're gonna go over how to take notes. Okay? We're gonna go over how to take notes, because that's the other most important thing that you need to do. All right, so here, that's that. And there's 2 notebooks in there. So there's two types of note taking. There's note taking where you have to do it all. Or like over here, the teacher will come in and they'll write it on the board. And you'll literally just have to look at what's on the board and write it down. All right? But then there's this type of note taking, where you'll come into class and the teacher will already have a handout. Right? They'll have it printed and they'll circulate a handout for everybody. Right? And it's a fill in the blank handout. Meaning they're gonna go over, like for instance, like say this is biology, right? So the teacher will come in and say, yo, we studying the muscular system today in biology. All right, so she'll circulate a blank handout like this to you and everybody in the class. And then she's going to go up to the board and she's going to fill in all of the blanks on here. And she's expecting you to fill in the blanks on your page and then go back and study it. That's note taking as well, where they give you the handout and you just got to follow what they do. Make sure you're paying attention. You're not playing in class, You know what I'm saying? Because if you miss half of the things, you know what I mean, she's going to keep going on and on and on and on. Here, the bones of the upper limb. You know what I mean? Then the next day you come to class, muscles of the shoulder. So if you missed this and the bones in the hand, and now you want, you know what I mean, you're behind. That's what we're trying to prevent you from doing. So these are the 2 types of note taking that you're going to see. Other thing that's going to make you successful, make it easy, right? So in every class, this has nothing to do with friendship, all right? This has nothing to do with friendship. This just has to do with working smart, not working hard. You're going to identify in each class who is in the boys' dorm, in your grade, in each class, who is top tier, top notch, knocking out each one of the classes, right? And you make them your accountability partner, meaning you're like, listen, I'm taking notes, I'm gonna take good notes, but let's say one day I'm sick and I had to stay in the dorm, you know what I mean? Whenever I take notes, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna share my notes with you. Yeah, and I'm always gonna come and compare notes with you, right? So you'll have an accountability partner in each class that you could always go to when you're studying and say, yo, let me see, I know you get A's over here. Let me see what you took down in notes. Boom, and you make sure that your notes got the same exact stuff. They getting A's. And let's say maybe you might not be getting an A in that class. You know what I'm saying? But when you're working with the person that's getting an A, now you might be the top person in the class. You want to get with number 2 in the class. You know what I'm saying? And each class, it might be a different person. So it may take some time to identify it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do it all just by yourself. But once you get into the semester, you're going to start identifying who. Some people just pick up some of these classes. They don't even have to try. They don't even have to hardly do nothing. It just comes to them easy. You know what I mean? And if you are like